and relax here. Place your hands on your belly and take a breath in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. For the next 4 breaths, I will count to 10 as you exhale. When you exhale, pull your belly button down to strengthen and lengthen your lower back down to the floor. Exhale to prepare, and inhale through your nose. Big breath in through your nose. Exhale through your nose for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Pull the belly button down. 3, 2, 1. 4 more, just like that. Inhale deeply through your nose. Big breath in. Relax your shoulders. Exhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Press your lower back down. 3 more. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale slow. 10, 9. Relax your shoulders. 8, 7. Pull your belly button down. 5, 4. Lengthen your lower back tailbone down to the floor. 2 more. Inhale. Big breath in. Fill up your lungs. Exhale. 10, 9, 8. Pull your belly button down as you exhale through your nose. Relax your shoulders. Lengthen your lower back tailbone down to the floor. Last one. Big breath in through your nose. Deep breath in. And exhale. 10, 9. Pull your rib cage down. Belly button down. Lengthen your lower spine as you exhale through your nose. Relax your shoulders and your jaw. Good. Now let's add a crunch. It's a 10-second crunch. Each second, I want you to think about the space in between your ribs, your intercostal muscles. Using those muscles, we're going to cinch the ribs down as we exhale and pull the belly button down, keeping the head supported by the hands and the elbows wide. Here we go. Start with an exhale. Inhale through your nose. Hands behind the head. Exhale and lift. 10, 9. It should take you 10 seconds to get to the top of your crunch. We're moving slow. We're halfway there. Think about the space between the ribs. Pull your belly button down. Lengthen your tailbone. Ground yourself through your hip bones down to the floor. Good. We're at the bottom. Notice where you are. Your head is supported by your hands, looking up towards the ceiling. You're exhaling, pulling your belly button down. Inhale to release. Big breath in. Relax here. Exhale, lift. 10, 9, 8. Pull the belly down. 7, 6. Think about the space between the ribs getting smaller. Pulling yourself up. Exhale. Cinch the rib cage. Anchor yourself down through your lower back as it presses down to the floor. You're at the top. Open your elbows. Press your head back into your hands. Here we go. Release it. Inhale. Deep breath in. We got 3 more. Exhale. Lift. 10, 9. Go slow. Anchor yourself down with your hips. Your lower back is pressing down to the floor as you cinch and close the space between the ribs and the hips. You're at the top now. Focus where you are. Lower belly's engaged, anchoring you down. The upper abs are also engaged as they cinch down, keeping your head pressing back into your hands, elbows wide. Inhale. Big breath in. 2 more. Exhale. Anchor the body down through the lower back and then lift up. Slow. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open the elbows. Keep the chin in towards the throat. Pull the back down. Inhale, release. Last one. Exhale. Use the abdominal muscles to lift, not your shoulders, not your head, not your neck. Keep the chin pulled in. Anchor yourself through your lower back by pressing the lower back down to the floor, lengthening and stretching the psoas, not using them. Here we go. We're at the top. Hold it here. Pull the chin back in. Open the elbows. Pull the lower belly button down. Inhale, release it down. Take a big stretch. Lengthen your arms, your legs behind your back, behind your head. Big stretch. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Take a little rock side to side. Bring your hands to your thighs. Keep your feet lifted. You can either keep your heels close to your butt for this one or lift it up so you're at a 90 degree in the knees. Flex your feet, pressing your heels away from you. Press your thighs into your hands and your hands into your thighs until you feel that abdominal engagement here. Drop your shoulders down towards the floor. Tuck your chin slightly. Keep that press. Even pressure. Thighs into hands, hands into thighs. Lengthen your lower back here on the floor, engaging your core, right? Retoning the psoas muscle at the end of the day, or in the beginning of your day, or in the middle of your day. We're here for 3 more breaths. Dropping the shoulders, tucking the chin. Here we're also lengthening and engaging the trapezius, all 3 parts of the trap. The upper trap, the mid trap, which is often forgotten about underneath the armpit, and the lower trap, lengthening all of that out, giving you more space between each disc. Okay, that was more than 3 breaths. Relax here. Take a windshield wiper. What does that mean? That means drop your knees to one side, look to the other side. Inhale, bring your knees back through the center. Think about your abs when you make this twisting movement. Release your knees to the left to look over your right shoulder. Think about your right side oblique here. That's a diagonal abdominal muscle, pulling your knees back up to center. Flatten your back down to the floor. Lengthen your legs. Keep them slightly bent and flex your toes back towards your knees. Separate your heels, but bring your 2 toes together to touch. So from the side, your knees are bent longer or at an obtuse angle. Your ankles are flexed. The balls of your feet and toes are off of the ground, and your heels are anchored on the ground. Bring your palms face down by your hips. Tuck your chin. Drop your shoulders down a little bit here. Now press and squeeze into the balls of your feet and your knees. So your inner thighs are engaged. Now without moving your feet, pull your heels towards your butt. So you feel your hamstrings engaged, your glutes engaged. Then hover your hips off the floor about an inch. So this is a nice obtuse angle in the knees, engaging and lengthening your glute muscles and your hamstrings. Relax your shoulders, tuck your chin, squeeze your knees. You got 3 more breaths here. Breathing in deeply in between the shoulder blades on the floor. Try to inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose. 2 more breaths. Big breath in through your nose. Squeeze the knees, squeeze the toes. Pull the heels towards your butt. Relax your shoulders and your jaw. Good. Release it down to the floor. Bend your knees again. And stack your right ankle on top of your left thigh for a figure 4 stretch. You can stay here or bring the knees in towards the chest. You can also interlace your hands underneath your left leg. If you're straining to get that grip, then just relax. You don't have to grab behind the leg. You can stay here and hover, or you can bring your left foot back down to the floor. From here, we're going to go into a little side crunch. Whether your foot is on the floor or hovering off the floor. Okay, I'm going to show you with my foot on the floor. Right palm is facing down. Left foot is pressing down onto the floor. Take your left hand and reach it to the outside of your right leg, crossing it a diagonal across the body. Then inhale, reach that left arm back. Exhale, anchor down through your abdominal muscles, the lower ones. Inhale, bring it back. So we're doing 5 more. Focus on your breath. Exhale, pull the rib cage down, cinching and creating less space between the hips and the ribs. Inhale, bring it back. Try to move from the thoracic spine, not from the cervical spine. Exhale, really focusing on that rib cage, the space between the rib cage. We've got 3 more. Exhale. Notice how I'm not using momentum or rushing anything here. I want to hold at the top and exhale all of my air out. That's where the work comes in. Plus, this is a great stretch. Exhale, lift for the IT band, the piriformis. So I want to stay in this as long as I can. Inhale back. We got 1 more. Exhale, lift. Notice your right shoulder. Relax it down. Tuck your chin slightly to lengthen your neck. Inhale, bring it back. Relax. Switch the legs. You can lengthen that right leg. Circle the ankle around. Sometimes that feels good. And then bring your right foot down. Extend the left leg. Cross it on top of the right. Hang out here for a breath. Let your hips and shoulders settle in. Then you can lift the legs up. Maybe interlace your hands behind the right leg. Right? Not straining the shoulders or the neck. Try to settle in and lean into your breath. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Cooling the brain with our breath. De-stressing at the end of the day or setting up for a successful day. Bring the right foot back down. Left arm is now your anchor and the right arm is going to reach at a diagonal to the outside of the left leg. Exhale. Inhale, bring it back. Focus on your breath. Focus on the movement. Exhale. Pull your belly button down. Anchor yourself down through your lower back. Inhale, bring it back. Right? We don't want to use those psoas primarily as the prime mover. Exhale all the way. How long can you exhale for? Inhale, bring it back. You did for 10 seconds before. Exhale. Right? Let your head move with your upper body. Inhale, bring it back. We got 3 more. Exhale. Flex that left foot to protect your knee. Inhale, bring it back. Notice where your hips are in space. Anchor them back down. Exhale. Inhale, last one. Lean into your breath. Exhale. Reach across the body. Inhale, bring it back. Nice. Let the leg go. Take one more big stretch. And hug the knees in towards the chest. We're going to roll to the top or to the side and find ourselves in a tabletop position. Hands under our shoulders, knees underneath our chest. So the transition move that we're going to focus on today is moving from a plank into a downward facing dog. Okay. So from our tabletop position, take a few cat-cow here. So focus on pressing away from the floor with the top of the feet, the shins, and the hands. When you exhale, tuck your tailbone under and round your spine. Really focus here on extending your exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Let the shoulders roll away from the earlobes as you look up. Exhale. Pull the belly button in, tuck the tailbone, press away from the floor with all 10 fingers rounding the upper back and the lower back. Inhale. Now when you do a cow back, I want you to extend through the crown of the head first. So pull the chin in towards the throat as you draw the shoulder blades down towards your hips. You're arching your spine here. That's awesome. But now I want you to create space in the cervical spine, the neck spine, and then move your eyes towards the top of the mat, beyond to the top of your mat, towards the front of your room, and then up slightly towards the ceiling, trying to keep that space in the neck, right? Massaging the gel in between. Exhale. Do that again. When you inhale, drop the shoulder blades down towards the hips. You're arching the back. Before you do, draw the chin in towards the throat. So don't tuck the chin, right? I want you to draw the chin in. Create space and lengthen through the crown of your head. Keep the length as you inhale and look up. Do that with your breath 2 more times. Exhale. Really focus. Press through the shins, the hands, tucking the tailbone. Exhale. Inhale. Pull the hands, the heel of the hands towards your knees and the knees towards the heel of your hands, right? Feel your glute muscles lengthening. Exhale. Last one. Articulate through the spine. Inhale. Clear your mind. Come back to your tabletop. Take some fluid movement here. Dynamic movement. Break it up. And go the other way. So I'm making some circles. You can make some circles. You can find a child's pose. You can roll through your wrists here. Little free movement, because everyone's practice is different every day. So I want to give you the opportunity to embrace where you are today. Come back to a tabletop. Tuck your toes under. We're going to prep for that transition move today. Pull your thumbs towards one another. They don't actually move. It's a static movement here. As you pull your thumbs towards one another, soften your elbows, so there's a slight bend, and pull your elbows in towards one another to feel an opening in the shoulders and a lengthening in the collarbones. Now draw that chin back in towards your throat to lengthen through the neck spine like we practiced, and lengthen through your tailbone all the way through the crown of your head as you look towards the top of your mat. You should feel engagement underneath the armpits here, that mid-trap and the latissimus dorsi muscle. Pull the lowest rib in and up, like we did in those crunches on the back. Keep bending the elbows slightly as if you're going to go into a tricep push-up or a chaturanga, and squeeze them in towards one another to keep space in the chest. Again, pull your chin in towards your throat, lengthen through the neck spine. Your muscles are working here. Now pull your belly button in, keep the toes tucked under. Now squeeze your knees towards one another, firing up your glutes. Good. Press back through your heels and hover your knees off of the floor, about an inch. Keep everything squeezing towards the midline. Thumbs towards one another. Bend your elbows. Squeeze your elbows towards one another. Pull the chin in. Take a deep breath in. Beautiful. Now walk your feet back. 1, 2. Nice. Pull the tailbone under. Lengthen through the tailbone. If you feel this in the lower back, drop your knees down to the floor and keep tucking the tailbone under, squeezing the knees towards one another, elbows squeezing towards one another. You're doing such a good job. If your knees are hovered, I want you now to press your heels back. You're in a plank. Keeping the elbows squeezing back towards you. Pull the nose away from where you're looking. Squeeze and press back through your heels. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale, lower down. Drop back into a child's pose. Relax your arms. Flip your palms to face up. Lengthen the sides of your body. Take 3 cleansing breaths here. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. We're going to do that one more time. Moving a little bit faster. Find your tabletop position. Setting yourself up. Grab the floor with your fingers. Bend your elbows. Squeeze them in towards one another. Tuck your toes. Pull your belly button in. Breathe deeply in through the nose and puff up the upper back. Pressing through your hands like you would in that cat back. Only in the upper back are you rounding slightly as you breathe. Pull the belly button in, tuck the toes, and hover the knees. Press the floor away from you. Don't lock out the elbows though. Keep a slight bend. Look towards the top of your mat. Lengthen your spine. Straighten the legs. You're in plank pose. Good. You can shimmy your feet back if you need to. Now, just like you focused on rounding in that cat-cow, breathe and round the upper back by pressing the floor away from you. And lift the hips up high. Come on to the toes. Look at your toes. Keep your chin in. We're not in a downward facing dog. We're piking. I want you to pike the hips up, right? Drop the shoulders away from your ears. Pull your rib cage in like you're doing a crunch. Pulling the rib cage down, doming the upper back. Take a deep breath in. Look at your legs. Look at your knees. Can you see your belly button? As you exhale, roll back out into a plank. Bend the elbows. Squeeze them in towards one another. We're going to do that one more time. You're working really hard. Exhale. Pike the hips up. Come on to the tippy toes. How high can you get the hips? Look at your belly button or your knees. Lengthen your spine. Puff up the upper back. Big breath in. Now exhale. Press your heels back. Keeping your rib cage pulled in. Good. Press the heels down. Take 2 more breaths. You're still engaged in the core here, even in a downward facing dog. That's what helps you keep it out of the wrists. What is it? Pressure, weight, pain out of the wrist happen by engaging your core in a downward facing dog. Inhale, roll back out into your plank. Lower the knees down to the floor. Drop back, take a child's pose. Flip your palms, face up. Relax here. Bring your hands back down. Inhale, back up. Tuck the toes under, hover the knees, moving through that with fluidity. Inhale, puff the upper back up. Drop the legs, push them back. You're in a plank pose now. Exhale here, bend the elbows, squeeze them in towards one another. Look towards the top of the mat. Inhale, pike the hips up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Press the heels back. Really nice. Inhale, bend your knee and bring your right heel towards your butt. Exhale, bring it into the midline of your body and slowly step it forward. Right foot comes down. Inhale, find that length in the cervical spine again. Pull your nose away from where you're looking. Bend your elbows and squeeze them in. Press your right heel down and pull your right heel back towards the back of your mat so you feel your hamstring engaged. Take a deep breath in. You have the option to drop your back knee. I like to for this one. Bring your right hand onto your sacrum, your lower back. Roll your right shoulder back. Press your left fingertips down to twist. Take a deep breath in your nose and out your nose. Inhale, extend the right arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring your right hand down. Now you can bring blocks underneath your hands to help you find a little bit of height. Press back through your left heel, and now it's straight. Pivot that left heel down onto the floor. Bring your right hand inside of your left foot. Reach the left arm up and rise into warrior two. Sitting down into your right leg. Nice wide stance with the heels. Look over your right shoulder. Flip your palms to face forward instead of facing down. And bring your left hand and bring it to the right wrist. You're going to trace a line across the shoulders like you're pulling an arrow. Breathe here, breathe in. Left thumb is at your left shoulder, and then extend the arm. Palms face down. Take a deep breath in. Flip your right palm. Nice low flying airplane here. Reach the right arm up, straighten your right leg. Exhale. Inhale right back into warrior two. Into a side angle. Right arm down. Left arm extends up over your head. Look up. Pull the chin in. Lengthen through the back of the head. Press your right foot down to the floor and squeeze your right glute muscle. Notice how much weight you're putting into your right thigh. Can you lessen that weight by pressing your right heel down and pulling it back towards the back of your mat? Maybe become so light that you can float your right arm up. Keep your feet the same. Open up your arms and look down at your right toes. Shoulders are facing the front of your mat. From here, you're going to pivot your back heel and come into a high lunge. Reach the arms up, deep breath in. Exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. Step your right foot back. You're in a plank pose. We've practiced this a lot. But first, let's lower the knees. Keep the toes tucked. Bend the elbows. Lead with your chest. Let your shoulder blades move. Lower down. Inhale into a cobra. Press the top of your feet down to the floor. End your belly button. Exhale, release. Tuck your toes under. Either push up and back into your downward facing dog or find a child's pose. Big breath in between the shoulder blades. Pull the lowest rib cage in. Bend your left leg. Bring your heel towards your butt. Exhale. Drive your knee forward in that plank. Step it forward. Keep your fingertips on the mat or on two blocks. You can lower your right knee at any time. I want you to focus on your left heel. Pull it towards the back of your mat to feel your hamstring and your glute engage. Can you feel that? Now press away from the floor or your block. Pull your belly button in. Pull that lowest rib, the bottom rib, those two floating ribs. I want you to pull them in to find more space and then lengthen through that space and through the crown of the head. Good. Lower that knee if you'd like. I like to for the twist. Keep your right hand down. Bring your left thumb to your left shoulder as you twist to the left. You can extend if you like. Opening up the shoulders. Pull the belly away from your left thigh. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Bring your hand back down. Tuck your right toes under. Press back to your heel. We're going to go into warrior two on the other side. I'm going to face away from you. Bring the left fingertips down. Pivot your right heel down. Reach your right arm up and back to find warrior two on the left side. Sink in to your left thigh. Use your left hamstring by pressing and pulling back through your left heel. Take your right hand. Flip your left palm so it faces the front of the room. Right hand traces a line from your left wrist all the way to your right shoulder. Thumb to shoulder. Feel that opening? Don't let your elbow move, then open your arms. That's how you know two shoulders are in one line. Flip your palms to face down. Sink a little deeper. Hips drop straight down. Flip your left palm. Inhale. Reach your arm up and back. Reverse triangle. Straighten your left leg. Exhale right away. Warrior two. Inhale, drop your forearm. Side angle. Right arm comes up over your head. Press into your right foot. Squeeze your right butt, your glute. keep your right leg active. You don't want to lean. Don't lean into your left leg. Lift out of your left leg. Maybe even reach your left arm forward. Pull your chin in and breathe through your nose. Let's open the arms, shoulders face your left knee. Now pivot into that high lunge position. You can lift your arms up over your head. Deep breath in, exhale, frame your left foot, step back, plank pose. Squeeze your elbows in, puff the rib cage up towards the ceiling. Squeeze your legs towards one another, engage your core. You can lower your knees or not. Safely lower down, almost touching the floor with your chest. Now inhale, push back up. We're doing 3 more, right? Keep your lower back flat. I just lowered my knees down to the floor to isolate the movement in my core and my arms. One more time. Exhale, lower. Inhale, push. This time, let's move through a cobra or a chaturanga. You can lower down. Inhale into a chaturanga, hovering the legs and hips. Or you can take that cobra variation like we did on the first time. Tuck your toes under. Exhale, dome the upper back. Then release your heels, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, walk forward. As you exhale, all the way. Find a forward fold. Soften your knees, bend your knees. Bring your hands forward either on your blocks or at the top of your mat or beyond the top of your mat. And let your hips move side to side. Relax your head. Look at your toes. And breathe in and out through the nose. Good. Grab opposite elbows. Now sway side to side. Bring your hands to your hips. Let's take one chair pose here. I like to place my palms face down on my hips, roll the shoulders back, bend the knees, sink into your heels, using your hamstrings, right? It's a good cross training when we're doing strength training with weights for a squat. I like to teach chair that way, sinking the hips back, weight into your heels, shoulders are drawn back. Now you can feel if your hips are square. Elbows are drawn back behind you. If you prefer, you can grab opposite elbows. I like to keep my hands on near my sacrum, pressing back through the heels. Find space with your breath and lift out of your lower back. Reach your arms over your head, sink a little deeper, like you're holding the sun in your hands. Feet pressing down to the floor, knees tracking behind the toes. Deep breath in. Exhale, press through your heels to stand. Grab your left wrist. Let's exhale and reach to the right. Inhale through the center. Exhale, reach to the left. Inhale to center. Bring your arms out to the side. Touch your shoulders with your hands. I'll face you. Inhale, press the elbows back. Take a deep breath in. Look up towards the sky, the ceiling. Elbows are pressing back, so from the side, they're tracking behind the shoulders. Exhale, pull the belly button in, the navel in, touch your elbows. Inhale, open. Last one, exhale, close. Inhale, circle the arms around, find a straight spine. Arms relaxed down by your side. Let's take 2 breaths in through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Long, slow breath out. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose, long, slow breath out.